And as much as Kamala Harris pretends that she is the candidate of change, she is the sitting vice president. She signed off, she bragged about being the last person in the room after the disastrous policies the last 4 years were made. You cannot, Kamala Harris, pretend that you had nothing to do with the Biden administration when you are the sitting vice president. You can't pretend you had nothing to do with the trillions of dollars in new spending when you cast the tie-breaking vote on trillions of dollars in new spending. You cannot pretend to be the candidate of change when your party has been running the show for the last 4 years and the American people have suffered because of it. So we're going to say, as Donald Trump loves to say to Kamala Harris, in just 7 short days, you're fired. We're taking back the Oval Office for the American people. Now, when you actually run through the statistics, just how bad Kamala Harris's economy has gotten, it's almost hard to believe. Gas prices in Michigan are up 45% since when Donald Trump left office. Home prices in Michigan are 41% higher. Over 9% of credit card balances and 8% of auto loans are delinquent in this great state. That means our fellow Americans are suffering. They need help. They need better leadership. And in 7 short days, that's exactly what we're going to give to our fellow Americans. Now, for the first time in 40 years, this is true, for the first time in 40 years, and I'm 40 years old, and I actually turned 40 a couple of months ago, and I used to go around and saying how bad I felt because I just turned 40, and then somebody who just turned 70 would come up to me and say, shut the hell up about being mad, about being 40 years old. That's right. But for the first time in my lifetime, our fellow Americans are saying they're worse off financially now than they were 40 years ago. So in some ways, the question of this election is very simple. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And if like a majority of our citizens, the answer is no, then why not vote for change? Why not vote for the peace and prosperity of Donald J. Trump? But I think the fact that so many of our fellow citizens are telling us they're worse off, and they're telling us that because they are, that explains why Kamala Harris is going around running as far away as she can from the policies of Joe Biden. In fact, between her copying Donald Trump's policies and her pretending that she doesn't even know who Joe Biden is, I'm half convinced that tomorrow on the campaign trail, Kamala Harris is going to show up in a long red tie and a red MAGA hat, realizing that the American people just haven't had it anymore. She's copying all of Donald Trump's policies. She might as well copy his style too, just complete the bit, Kamala. It's not working so far, just lean into it a little bit more. But here's the thing, every now and then we're given a gift in the Trump campaign. And that gift is that as much as Kamala, when she's staged or when she's got a teleprompter in front of us, as much as she pretends that she would be a candidate of change, every now and then she tells the truth. And she did that a couple of weeks ago at an interview that she did for The View. Now, has anybody seen this interview with The View? Most of you have not, and thank God for that.